The day Messi showed Cristiano Ronaldo and the whole world who's boss was a historic day in soccer, with Messi scoring a clutch goal in the last play of the game. This legendary match happened on April 23, 2017, during a hyped-up El Clasico between Barcelona and Real Madrid at the packed Santiago Bernabeu. At that time, both teams were desperate for a win, because they were neck and neck in the race for the top spot in the Spanish league standings. Real Madrid, with Cristiano Ronaldo at the helm, had a squad full of heavy hitters like Modric, Benzema, Toni Kroos, Gareth Bale, Sergio Ramos, and the crew. Barca, with Lionel Messi leading, was down Neymar for the game, but still had some solid players to back him up like Suarez, Iniesta, Busquets, and Piqué. It was like a battlefield, with the two top teams in the world going at it, plus an epic showdown between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. The game kicked off intense. Real Madrid launched an attack with a dope long pass from Sergio Ramos to Carvajal, who flicked it to Cristiano Ronaldo inside the box to finish, but he ended up hitting the deck after getting blocked by an opponent's defender. Even though he hit the turf in the box and was hollering for a penalty, the ref wasn't having it and let the game play on. At the start of the game, Real Madrid was leading the charge with some dangerous offensive plays. Like, at the 5-minute mark during a real counter, Benzema dropped a sick pass to Cristiano Ronaldo, who booked it to the ball with his speed. CR7 then whipped out his slick skills to cut inside and make room for a shot, but the Barca goalie was on point and pulled off a solid save. Then, 10 minutes in, it was Barcelona's turn to clap back, and that's exactly what went down when Messi linked up with Jordi Alba, who whipped it to Luis Suarez for the finish. But the shot just went wide. Even though Messi hadn't flexed his skills yet, the defense on him was tight. The opponents knew slipping up could mean a goal. Cause duh, he's Lionel Messi. 16 minutes into the game, the Argentine ace gets the ball midfield and tries to solo it, sprinting towards the enemy goal and dusting several defenders. Getting near the box, he passes to Rakitic, but the pass is just too hot to handle. A few minutes tick by, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo's time to shine. 19 minutes in, Marcelo feeds CR7 on the left flank, and he, without a second thought, takes on the defenders and creates space to unleash a powerful shot. But once again, the Barca keeper steps up with a save. Right after this play, Messi gets banged up in a clash with Marcelo, and the cams catch him catching an elbow and rocking a bloody face. After getting patched up, the Argentine superstar jumps back into the game. Before you keep watching the vid, hit that subscribe button, please! At the 23-minute mark, Real makes a move with Marcelo, who once again links up with Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo takes control and fires at the goal, but this time he totally flubs it, sending the ball way off target. 4 minutes roll by, and Real gets a corner kick, which Barca's keeper manages to knock away. The ball ends up at Marcelo's feet, who whips across back into the mix. Sergio Ramos, perfectly placed, flicks it on, setting up Casemiro to nail Real Madrid's first goal. At that moment, Messi's frustration was palpable. Not only was his face banged up, but his team was trailing behind their arch rival. He knew he had to unleash his magic on the field or things could go south real fast. And that's exactly what he did at the 32-minute mark. Messi spearheaded an attack, playing off his teammates to get the ball back in the box, breeze past 3 Real defenders, and slot one in, evening the score with his first goal of the game. At that moment, Messi just proved what everyone already knew. The man's a straight-up football wizard. Then, at the 40-minute mark, Barca sets off another attack with the Argentine maestro, who dishes it to Suarez. But Suarez gets blocked by a defender, and the ball ricochets back to Messi, who tries for another shot, but it goes wide. 2 minutes later, Messi sparks another drive down the flank, passing ahead to Suarez, who crosses to Jordi Alba for the finish, but the ball just misses. Right at the 45-minute mark, Barca kicks off a counter with Messi going solo through the middle, but he gets stopped by a foul from Casemiro. Barca keeps up the pressure, and in the last play of the first half, they earn a corner kick, with Messi getting the ball but unfortunately sending it wide. Even though the first half ended in a 1-1 tie, it felt like Messi was totally game hungry and could have scored another, something he wouldn't want to miss out on moving forward. The second half starts, and Real Madrid hits the ground running, super determined to snag the win. A minute and a half into the second half, Casemiro snags a pass from Messi, and Real launches a counter with Cristiano Ronaldo down the middle, throwing up his hands calling for the pass. Then, Benzema gets the ball and tries to cross it to CR7, but Piqué steps up, blocks the pass, and keeps Ronaldo from getting the ball. Real keeps on the attack, and Marcelo passes to Toni Kroos, who decides to take a shot from outside the box. But Barca's goalie pulls off a sick save to keep it out. 8 minutes into the second half, Real tries another attack with Marcelo crossing to Benzema for a header. But once again, Barca's goalie, Ter Stegen, comes through with a solid save. Now it was Messi's turn to light up the game. Around 10 minutes into the second half, Barca makes a move with Messi getting the ball and drawing a foul. Even though the foul wasn't near the box, it still looked like trouble for Real because Lionel Messi was stepping up to take the shot. But the dude put way too much power into it and the ball flew out. A couple minutes later, Barca tries again with Messi sending a forward pass to Suarez, but he messes up the control and the opposing goalie snags the ball. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo's time to shine. 20 minutes into the second half, during a Real attack, midfielder Marco Asensio gets the ball on the right side and whips it across to Cristiano Ronaldo, who tries a bicycle kick but sadly fluffs it. If he had nailed that, it would have been fire, but it just wasn't to be. Less than 2 minutes later, Real pushes forward again with Marco Asensio on the right, passing to CR7, who misses the mark with his shot again. Seems like luck wasn't on his side that day, and while Ronaldo's Real was struggling to finish, Messi's Barca was looking way sharper. This all goes down 27 minutes into the second half, when the Argentine legend gets the ball in the opponent's box, but gets cut off by the defender. But then, the ball finds its way to midfielder Ivan Rakitic, who controls it smoothly, fakes a shot to juke the first defender, and then blasts one from outside the box. A screamer! With Barcelona taking the lead, it was Cristiano Ronaldo's Real Madrid's turn to hustle for a comeback. Shortly after, at the 29-minute mark of the second half, Real goes on the offensive with a cross from Marcelo. Benzema sets it up for CR7 to strike, but once again, the opposing goalie pulls off a save. 2 minutes pass, and after Real loses the ball, Messi ends up with it and starts a counter. Sergio Ramos decides to slide tackle the Argentine to stop the play. Shockingly, he might have gone too hard on the tackle, and the ref saw it as a major foul, slapping him with a red card. Down a player and the score against them, Cristiano Ronaldo's Real was in a tight spot. It almost got worse when midfielder Andre Gomez got the ball on the left side and crossed it to Piqué, who was in prime position, narrowly missing to extend Barca's lead. Then, at the 35-minute mark of the second half, Real tries to make a move with CR7 getting a long pass but failing to finish effectively. Right after, Barca counters with Messi kicking off a solo play and getting stopped by a slide tackle. But this time, it was only met with a yellow card. Messi, unfazed by the fouls, at the 37-minute mark, kicks off another solo play with all his skill and speed, creating room to shoot, but the opposing goalie saves it. Real Madrid was in dire need of a comeback. This moment came around the 40-minute mark of the second half when Marcelo gets the ball on the left side and whips it across to the box, where James Rodriguez, fresh into the game, pops up to slot it home and level the game again. The Santiago Bernabeu erupted into madness, with Real Madrid's fans going wild, stoked that their team pulled off a draw against their arch-rivals towards the end of the game. That draw seemed to pump up Real's squad, who in less than a minute snatched the ball and launched a new counter. Cristiano Ronaldo gets it in the box, but instead of shooting, opts to pass to James Rodriguez, who tries a shot, but the goalie saves it. Then, at the 43-minute mark of the second half, Real gears up for another counter, with Cristiano Ronaldo getting the ball on the right side and passing again to James Rodriguez, who crosses to Marcelo for the finish. But the Barca goalie intercepts the ball. In less than a minute after, Real Madrid dashes into another counter, with Marco Asensio catching a long pass, duking it out with Piqué's defense, and making room for a shot. The rebound comes back to Marco Asensio, who this time attempts a cross to Cristiano Ronaldo, but he squanders another chance. At that moment, it seemed more likely that Cristiano Ronaldo's Real Madrid would score than Messi's Barcelona. But anyone thinking that forgot that the Argentine ace is a true field genius, and with him around, anything was possible. And that's exactly what went down in the game's added time, when Barcelona launched a counter with Messi zooming through midfield with all his agility, passing to his teammates and getting the ball back inside the box. And unlike CR7, he didn't miss his shot and scored the winning goal against his biggest rival right in Santiago Bernabeu, silencing all the opposing fans. The reaction from Cristiano Ronaldo and the whole Real Madrid squad was pure frustration, not believing what had just happened. Messi's celebration was iconic. He took off his jersey and showed it off to his fans. A moment that made history, showing the world who's the best. The day Messi went off, scoring all the goals in a legendary comeback during a clutch game, was straight fire. This face-off between Barcelona and Arsenal went down on April 6, 2010, during the Champions League quarterfinals. Barca, led by Pep Guardiola, had a stacked squad with heavy hitters like Xavi, Iniesta, Daniel Alves, Busquets, Victor Valdés, and the young gun Messi, only 22, who needed to keep proving himself to maybe snag his second Ballon d'Or. The ref kicked things off, and the game was 0-100 real quick. Before hitting the 3-minute mark, Barcelona launched an offensive with Messi feeding Boyan on the left flank, who then whipped it across into the box. Xavi, chilling in the perfect spot, got on the end of that cross and went for a first-time finish. Sadly, his shot lacked the juice, sending the ball out of play. Then it was Messi's time to shine. A bit later, the Argentine superstar took the ball on the attack and blasted a fierce shot at goal. But the Arsenal keeper pulled off a sick save, keeping the score level. Around the 11-minute mark, Messi was at it again, threatening the opposition's defense with a wicked shot from outside the box. The attempt was so on point it nearly went in, missing by just inches, but sadly, it went out of play. However, come the 17th minute, the game flipped when Arsenal launched a quick counter with Walcott speeding down, pushing towards the goal. Getting close, he dished it to Bentner, who tried a direct shot. The keeper managed to save it, but Bentner snagged the rebound and, without blinking, shot again, hitting the mark and scoring the first goal of the match. That early goal gave Arsenal a solid lead, boosting their chances to advance to the semi-finals of the tournament. But Barca had Messi, and with him on the pitch, anything was possible. Just 3 minutes later, at the 20-minute mark, the Argentine player led a thrilling attack, weaving passes until he reclaimed the ball near the opposition's area. That's when Messi decided to unleash a shot of extreme power and precision, sending the ball straight to the net's corner, leaving the opposing goalie no chance to save it. Messi's sick goal not only hit the back of the net, but also leveled the score, sparking a wave of joy and hype among the Barca fans, who now believed in the win and moving forward in the competition. Approaching the 30-minute mark, Messi shined again by kicking off an attack move, dribbling past several Arsenal players in midfield. His advance was only stopped when Denilson went in with a rough foul against him, earning Denilson a yellow card. Daniel Alves took the free kick with intense focus and fired a powerful and accurate shot. However, the Arsenal keeper was on his toes and managed to make a solid save. Shortly after, the Argentine superstar launched a counter-attack, taking the ball on the right side and heading towards the opponent's goal. Getting close to the area, Messi dribbled past an Arsenal defender and created space for a shot at goal. But the shot's accuracy wasn't on point, and the ball went out of play. Messi seemed dead set on extending his team's lead. Then, at the 36-minute mark, the Argentine player initiated a strategic play, passing the ball to Abidal on the left flank, who immediately crossed it into the area. Despite the initial effort of the English defenders to neutralize the threat, the ball found its way back to Messi in a perfect combination of opportunity and positioning. With his usual brilliance, Messi didn't waste the chance, and with a precise touch, directed the ball into the net, marking his second goal of the game. This goal not only flipped the game's dynamic in favor of Barcelona, but also set the fans' spirits on fire, exploding into a fervent celebration. Messi's skill to flip the script with his clutch plays was on full display again. But Messi wasn't done. He wanted more. Hitting the 41-minute mark, Barca set up an offensive play that ended with a header pass, finding Messi in a forward position. With his signature speed, he took control of the ball and, entering the box, came face-to-face with the keeper. With unmatched technical skill, Messi went for a chip shot, a bold and technical choice that sailed over the keeper, gently guiding the ball into the net. This third Messi goal of the match didn't just captivate the audience, but also solidified his status as an iconic figure in the soccer world. He proved once again why he's seen as one of the sport's true geniuses. Close to the end of the first half at the 43-minute mark, Messi shone again by intercepting a ball from an opposing player in midfield and starting an offensive. However, as he approached the area, he was dispossessed by an Arsenal defender, losing the ball. Before the break, Arsenal looked to respond, with Nasri leading a counter and trying to connect a pass to a teammate. But the pass was too strong and went out of play. The ref blew the whistle to start the second half, which also kicked off with high intensity. At the 48-minute mark, Barca launched a counter, with Pedro receiving the ball on the right and crossing to Messi in the box. But before Messi could finish the play, the Arsenal keeper intercepted the ball, halting the offensive action. Around the 53-minute mark, Barca pressed the opposition's defense again, with Messi getting the ball on the attack. Approaching the area, he passed to Pedro in the box, who set up Boyan for a shot at goal. However, Boyan's aim was off, and his shot went out of play, missing the target. At the 59-minute mark, Arsenal tried to clap back with a series of passes in the offensive zone until Bentner got the ball inside the box. But just as he was about to shoot, defender Milito slid in for the ball and snatched possession for Barca. A few minutes later, Arsenal went for it again, with Clichy sniping a pass from Barca in midfield and booking it towards the opponent's goal. Getting close to the box, he dished it to Bentner, who, bummer, lost control, killing the attack chance. Around the 68th minute, Arsenal pressed the defense again, with Diaby receiving the ball on the right and whipping across to the middle. Rosicky, perfectly placed, took the pass solo and fired a first-time shot at goal, but he totally botched the connection, sending his shot way off target. Now it was time for Messi to jump back into the spotlight. In the 71st minute of the game, Barca won a free kick in midfield. Messi, with all his slickness, chose to take the kick quickly while the opponents weren't looking sharp. This move created a prime chance for Pedro, who, getting the ball on the attack, tried to finish with a lob shot over the keeper. But Pedro couldn't mirror Messi's tech skill, and his shot ended up off target. Right after, Arsenal hit back with Clichy, whipping in a killer cross into the box. Bentner, in the right spot, headed the ball hard towards goal, but the ball smacked the post, and Arsenal was inches away from scoring. As time ticked on, Arsenal got more and more desperate to level the score. A few minutes later, Arsenal ramped up the offensive pressure thanks to Clichy, who nabbed the ball from a Barca player and dashed at high speed towards the attack. Getting close to the box instead of passing off to a teammate, Clichy decided to go for a long shot, but the accuracy wasn't there and the ball ended up way off the goal. Nearing the 80-minute mark, Barca ramped up the offense with Pedro snagging the ball and faking out defenders with a dummy shot, carving out space for a real shot at goal. However, the shot didn't go as planned, missing precision and sending the ball straight out of play. Now, it was time for Messi to light up the game again. Shortly after, the Argentine wizard got the ball near midfield and chose to go solo, weaving through several opposing players. Getting inside the box, Messi got even bolder and tried to nutmeg an Arsenal player. But before he could finish the move, he lost the ball, ending the offense. At the 82-minute mark, Arsenal hit back, starting an attack with Bentner passing to Walcott, who found himself one-on-one with the Barca keeper. Walcott didn't hesitate and took a shot at goal, but the aim was off and the ball went out of play. In the 86th minute, Barca launched another attack, now with Masuel pulling off a set play and getting the ball inside the box. Facing the Arsenal keeper one-on-one, Masuel shot a well-aimed kick, but the Arsenal keeper made a fantastic save, keeping Barca from widening the lead. It looked like Barca's lead wasn't enough, and that's when Messi popped off again to totally school his opponents. With the game winding down around the 87th minute, the Argentine superstar got the ball and charged towards the opponent's goal, dodging several players along the way. In front of the keeper, he attempted a shot that was saved, but the rebound landed right back at his feet. And this time, with his aim on point, Messi sent the ball to the back of the net. This fourth Messi goal triggered a massive celebration among Barca fans, who were hyped about their team's significant win in the Champions League quarterfinals. And the reason for all the hype was one exceptional player, Lionel Messi, whose unmatched talent had the power to totally flip the script of a tournament. The ref blew the whistle for full time, with Barca advancing to the semifinals. Sadly, that year the Catalan team didn't snag the Champions League title, but that didn't stop Messi from being named the world's best player by FIFA for the second time in his career. The day Messi lit up the field and kicked off his rivalry with Cristiano Ronaldo was straight up legendary. The showdown between Barcelona and Manchester United went down on May 27, 2009 during the Champions League final. Barca, helmed by Pep Guardiola, boasted a squad for the ages with legends like Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta, Eto'o, Henry, and the young gun Messi, who was hungry to bag his first Ballon d'Or. Meanwhile, Manchester United, led by Ferguson, also rolled deep with aces like Van der Sar, Ferdinand, Giggs, Rooney, and Cristiano Ronaldo, who had snagged the world's best player award the previous year. It was a clash of titans, not to mention a personal face-off between Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. The ref blew the whistle to start the game, and it was intense right out of the gate. Right off the bat, United went on the offensive with Anderson, who tried to school Touré by nutmegging him with a bold dribble. But before he could finish the play, Anderson was brought down by a foul from Touré. This foul near the box was bad news for Barcelona, because Cristiano Ronaldo, stepping up to take the free kick, is known for turning free kicks from that range into goals. The Portuguese star focused up and blasted a powerhouse kick with wicked precision towards the goal. However, Barca's goalie, Victor Valdés, was on his toes and managed to block the shot, though he couldn't hang on to the ball, which slipped from his hands. However, Barcelona's defense was quick to react and knock the ball out to avoid a rebound. At the start of the game, Cristiano Ronaldo looked super hungry for action. Around the 6-minute mark, the Portuguese superstar got the ball near midfield, pushed forward a bit, and decided to take a long-range shot. Even though he blasted it with his right foot, the accuracy wasn't spot on, and the ball went straight out of play. Shortly after, United was back on the attack with a team play down the right. ending with Cristiano Ronaldo getting the ball inside the box. With the ball at his feet, Ronaldo didn't hesitate and fired a shot towards the goal. However, the accuracy of the shot wasn't quite there, and the ball whisked past the post before going out of play. But Barcelona also had top players like Samuel Eto'o. At the 9-minute mark, Barca kicked off an organized attack with Xavi skillfully advancing the ball, then making a pinpoint pass to Eto'o, who was well positioned inside the area. With the ball at his feet, the talented Cameroonian star used all his technical skills to masterfully dribble past the defenders and unleashed a strong, decisive shot towards the goal, nailing the ball straight into the back of the net. That goal by Eto'o, nailed during Barcelona's first effective attack, gave the Catalan team a massive edge as they kicked off the game, leading the scoreboard, instantly piling pressure on the opposing side. This goal seems to have really shaken up the United players, so much so that right after the game restarted at the 10-minute mark, there was an awkward blunder with a back pass to Van der Sar, which ended up going out of play. Cristiano Ronaldo, on his part, was still fired up to score. At the 15-minute mark, Manchester United launched a counterattack with a long pass headed for Ronaldo in the offensive zone. The Portuguese ace controlled the ball and tried to dribble past Piqué, who, unable to keep up with his pace, decided to stop Ronaldo with a foul near the box. For this infraction, Piqué was slapped with a yellow card. Cristiano Ronaldo and Giggs lined up to take the free kick. As soon as the ref gave the signal, it was Giggs who took the shot. However, the ball was hit with too much power and ended up soaring over the crossbar. Now it was Messi's turn to shine in the game. Around the 18-minute mark, Barcelona set up an attack with Eto'o on the right, who passed the ball back to Messi. With the ball, the talented Argentine ace opted for a solo move, driving towards the center and firing a powerful shot from outside the box. However, the shot skimmed just over the crossbar and went out of play. Right after, United took back the attack with Cristiano Ronaldo getting the ball up front, dribbling past an opponent, and making space to fire a low left-footed shot towards the goal. But the shot lacked the needed precision, and the ball went out of play. At the 25-minute mark, it was Barcelona's turn to attack again, with Iniesta advancing with the ball until he was stopped by a foul near the area. Xavi positioned himself for the free kick and took a powerful shot. Although the shot was close to the crossbar, it ended up going out, sailing over the line. The game continued, and the marking on Messi was intense. A prime example occurred at the 27-minute mark when he received the ball on the attack and tried to move forward, but was quickly surrounded by 3 United defenders, who stopped his progress with a foul. At the 36-minute mark, United intercepted an opponent's pass and quickly launched a counterattack, with Cristiano Ronaldo receiving the ball on the left wing and charging towards the goal. The Portuguese star used his remarkable speed to dribble past 2 opponents. However, facing a third, he got boxed in and ended up losing possession. Shortly after, Barcelona went back on the attack with Messi trying a lobbed pass to Henry in the box. But before the ball could reach Henry, United's defender Ferdinand elegantly intercepted the pass using his heel. Near the end of the first half, at the 44-minute mark, Messi again troubled the opposing defense by taking the ball on the left flank and going on the offensive, dribbling past several opponents along the way. Upon entering the box, the Argentine tried to cross it to Henry in the middle, but the opposing goalkeeper was alert and intercepted the pass. The second half started even more intensely. Right at the 48-minute mark, Barcelona set up an effective attack with Xavi, delivering an excellent through pass to Henry on the left wing. The French striker moved into the box, showcased his technical skill with an impressive dribble past an opposing defender, and shot towards the goal. However, United's goalie Van der Sar was well positioned and made a great save, deflecting the ball out. Around the 51-minute mark, Barcelona struck again with Iniesta receiving the ball and making a beeline for the goal, dribbling past several United players until he was surrounded and fouled near the box. The foul at that distance, so close to the goal, could pose a major threat to United, especially with Xavi and Messi lined up to take the shot. As soon as the ref gave the go-ahead, Xavi blasted a strong goal-directed shot. However, the chance to increase Barcelona's lead was thwarted as the ball hit the post. A stroke of luck for United. At the 55-minute mark, it was United's turn to attack with Rooney sending a cross into the box. Cristiano Ronaldo and Park, who were well-placed, tried to connect with the ball to finish. However, the pass was too strong and went straight out the side of the field. Minutes later, United tried to push forward again, with Carrick sending a long pass to Cristiano Ronaldo up front. The Portuguese star hustled to reach the ball, but as he ran, the ref called offside, nullifying the play. Around the 60-minute mark, United set up another attack with Cristiano Ronaldo initiating a move on the left. He then switched play, passing the ball to Carrick in the middle, who quickly tried to send a pass to Rooney in the box. However, the pass was overly strong and the English striker couldn't reach the ball. Now was the moment for Messi to shine again in the game. At the 69-minute mark, Barcelona launched an attack with Xavi whipping a cross into the area. Messi, well-positioned and unmarked, used his agility to compensate for his height of just 5'7", leaping high to head the ball with pinpoint accuracy. He directed the header into the back of the net, leaving the opposing goalie no chance to save it. This spectacular goal by Messi, Barcelona's second of the match, sent the Catalan crowd into ecstasy as they saw their team widen the lead, inching closer to clinching the Champions League. At that moment, the joy was clear on the face of the young Messi, just 21 years old. He knew he was getting closer to being crowned the best player in the world. On the other side, Cristiano Ronaldo was not ready to accept defeat so easily. At the 71-minute mark, United mounted an offensive with Giggs pushing forward and orchestrating a play, passing the ball to a teammate on the right and positioning himself in the middle to receive the return pass. Getting the ball back, Giggs tried to finish on goal, but Barcelona's defense was alert and blocked his shot. The rebound, however, landed at the feet of Cristiano Ronaldo, who was well positioned. But goalkeeper Victor Valdez was also on his toes and advanced to block Ronaldo's shot, saving Barcelona. It looks like the Portuguese star got ticked off, and just a few minutes later, he committed a foul against Puyol in United's defensive area, sliding into a tackle on him. Xavi was in charge of the free kick, delivering a precise cross into the area. Puyol positioned himself cleverly and headed the ball powerfully towards the goal. However, Van der Sar pulled off a spectacular save, keeping United's goal safe. At the 77-minute mark, United tried to set up an attack with a long pass aimed at Cristiano Ronaldo on the left wing. As he sprinted to reach the ball, Ronaldo and Puyol collided again, resulting in the ball going out of play. Due to Ronaldo's aggressiveness and his foul record during the game, the ref decided to hand the Portuguese player a yellow card. Right after, Barcelona resumed the attack, with Xavi receiving a pass near the area. He moved forward, creating space among the opposing markers and shot towards the goal. However, United's goalie was alert and made a good save. At the 82-minute mark, Barcelona kicked off a counterattack with Messi grabbing the ball midfield and darting towards the offense, but got cut off by a foul from the opposing players. As the game neared its close at the 90th minute, Barcelona whipped up some serious drama for the other team's defense. Iniesta snagged a pass from United's keeper right near the defensive zone and swiftly flicked it to Messi in the box. However, a United defender stepped up, intercepted the pass just in the nick of time, and cleared the threat. Then the ref blew the whistle to end the game, and both Barcelona's players and fans went wild celebrating. Messi totally owned the game, nailing a clutch goal in the final and leading his squad to nab the Champions League title against Cristiano Ronaldo's Manchester United. This victory was a game-changer for Messi, majorly boosting his claim to his first Ballon d'Or and toppling Cristiano Ronaldo, the previous title holder.